Did you feel it too? The sudden wave of emotion that swept across ARMY just 10 minutes ago? Before you read further, ask yourself this. When was the last time a single birthday moment made the entire fandom stop breathing at the same time? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Press like if moments like this still move your heart. And subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of BTS's untold story. 10 minutes ago, time seemed to pause. Not on a grand stage, not under blinding concert lights, but in a moment so raw and unguarded that it felt almost unreal. BTS's V, known for his deep voice, artistic soul, and carefully composed presence, could not hold back his tears after receiving a birthday surprise from Jungkook, RM, Jin, and J-Hope. The question that instantly echoed across fan communities was simple, yet heavy with emotion. What kind of surprise could make Kim Taehyung, a man who has faced global stages and overwhelming applause, finally break down? This was not just another birthday greeting. It was not a routine celebration wrapped in smiles and cameras. The emotion that surfaced in those 10 minutes carried the weight of years. Years of shared struggle, shared silence, shared victories, and shared pain that only 7 people in the world can truly understand. These tears were not loud, but they were powerful because they spoke a language no script could ever write. For a long time, BTS birthdays have been moments of joy mixed with nostalgia. Each year adds another layer to their story, another reminder of how far they have come and how much has changed. Yet this moment felt different. There was something fragile in the air, something that hinted at unspoken words finally finding their way to the surface. When Jungkook stepped forward, when RM's voice softened, when Jin's presence carried its familiar warmth, and when J-Hope's energy wrapped the moment in sincerity, the atmosphere shifted completely. V's reaction did not come instantly. At first, there was a smile, that familiar square smile fans know so well. But then his eyes changed. They lingered. They reflected something deeper than happiness, something closer to relief. It was as if the surprise had touched a place he had been quietly protecting, a place shaped by pressure, expectations, and the loneliness that can exist even when surrounded by love. Why did this moment hit so hard? Perhaps because V has always been the member who expresses himself through art rather than words. His emotions often appear in songs, in photography, in subtle glances rather than open confession. To see him unable to hold back tears was to witness honesty in its purest form. It was a reminder that behind the global icon is a human being who feels deeply and carries memories that never fade. Jungkook's role in this moment felt especially symbolic. Once the youngest who leaned on his hyungs, he now stood as an equal, offering comfort and presence rather than seeking it. There was no dramatic gesture, no grand speech, yet his sincerity was unmistakable. The way he looked at V carried years of brotherhood, of growing up together under a spotlight that never dims. RM's presence added another layer of gravity. As the leader, he has always been the one to translate emotions into words, chaos into meaning. In this moment, his calm felt like an anchor. Whatever was said between them did not need to be heard to be understood. It was the kind of exchange that only happens when history is shared and trust is absolute. Then there was Jin, whose role as the emotional pillar of BTS has often been hidden behind humor and lightheartedness. His support did not come in the form of jokes this time. It came in quiet reassurance, in the kind of presence that says, "You don't have to be strong right now." For V, that alone may have been enough to open the floodgates. J-Hope's energy, usually bright and uplifting, transformed into something softer, more grounding. His warmth did not try to erase the tears, but instead made space for them. It was a subtle reminder that joy and vulnerability can coexist, that smiling through pain is not the only way to survive, What made this birthday surprise so overwhelming was not the element of surprise itself, but the timing. The last few years have been filled with transitions, separations, and silent endurance. Military service, solo paths, and the weight of expectations have stretched the members in different directions, yet moments like this reveal that the core remains untouched. The bond is still there, waiting, patient and unbroken. These tears felt like a release not just for him, but for everyone watching. They carried gratitude, longing, and perhaps even exhaustion. Being strong for so long can make even the smallest gesture feel monumental. A birthday surprise, when layered with shared memories and unspoken understanding, becomes more than a celebration. It becomes a moment of survival. Fans around the world reacted instantly. Some cried, others sat in silence, replaying the moment again and again, trying to understand what it meant. Was this a sign of how deeply the members miss each other? Was it a glimpse into the emotional cost of their journey? Or was it simply proof that even global superstars need to be reminded that they are loved? The beauty of this moment lies in its ambiguity. It does not offer clear answers, and perhaps it does not need to. It exists as it is, raw, fleeting, and unforgettable. 10 minutes were enough to remind the world why BTS became more than a group, why their story continues to resonate far beyond music charts and records. ASV wiped his tears. There was no embarrassment, no attempt to hide what had happened. That alone speaks volumes. In an industry that often demands perfection, vulnerability can feel like rebellion. And yet, this moment was embraced, not erased. It was allowed to exist, unfiltered and real, as we return to the question that opened the story. What truly happened 10 minutes ago? The answer may not lie in words or actions, but in emotion itself. A birthday surprise became a mirror, reflecting years of connection that time and distance have not weakened. Now, it's your turn. Did this moment change the way you see BTS? Did these tears resonate with something personal in you? Share your thoughts in the comments, show your support by liking this story, and subscribe so you stay connected to every chapter of this journey that continues to unfold, quietly and powerfully, one emotional moment at a time. The moment did not end when the tears stopped. In many ways, that was when it truly began. What lingered afterward was a silence filled with meaning, the kind of silence that only appears when emotions have been laid bare and there is nothing left to perform. V sat there, breathing slowly, eyes still wet, as if trying to understand his own reaction. This was not planned. This was not scripted. And that is precisely why it mattered so much. For years, V has been seen as an enigma within BTS. Charismatic yet introspective, playful yet deeply philosophical, he has often carried his emotions inward, letting them surface only through music, art, and fleeting expressions. To witness him overwhelmed on his birthday, surrounded by the very people who know him best, felt like being allowed into a private chapter that was never meant for the world. And yet, somehow, it reached everyone. There was something almost symbolic about the timing. Birthdays are supposed to be about celebration, but they are also moments of reflection. They force a pause, a glance backward and forward at the same time. For V, this birthday arrived at a point in life where distance, change, and responsibility have become unavoidable. The surprise from Jungkook, RM, Jin, and J-Hope did not just mark another year of age. It acknowledged everything he has endured in silence. What was exchanged in that moment was not extravagant. It was sincerity, a reminder that no matter how fragmented their schedules become, no matter how far their individual paths stretch, the foundation remains the same. BTS is not held together by contracts or success, but by shared history. And history has a way of resurfacing when you least expect it, Jungkook's quiet presence beside V spoke volumes. He did not rush to fill the silence. He did not try to distract or lighten the mood. Instead, he stayed. Sometimes, staying is the most powerful form of comfort. It reflected how much he has grown, not just as an artist, but as someone who understands the weight of emotion and the importance of letting it exist. RM, ever the observer, seemed to understand the significance of allowing the moment to unfold naturally. Leadership is often mistaken for control, but in that moment, his leadership showed itself through restraint. He allowed vulnerability to breathe, knowing that it was necessary. It was a reminder that strength within BTS has never meant suppressing emotion, but navigating it together. Jin's support carried a different texture, one shaped by experience and quiet resilience. Having carried his own burdens with humor and grace, his presence felt like reassurance without words. It's said that tears do not diminish dignity, and that vulnerability does not erase the role of being strong for others. For V, that unspoken understanding may have been the final thread that unraveled the emotions he had been holding back. J-Hope, often seen as the group's source of light, showed another side of his emotional intelligence. He did not try to turn the moment into joy prematurely. Instead, he allowed warmth to exist alongside sadness. This balance is rare, and it is part of what makes their bond feel real rather than idealized. As the moment settled, fans began to realize that what they were witnessing was not sadness alone. It was gratitude. Gratitude for surviving. Gratitude for still being seen. Gratitude for not being alone in a world that constantly demands more. These tears did not signal weakness. They signal released. In the larger context of BTS's journey, this birthday moment stands out not because it was dramatic, but because it was honest. The group has achieved everything the industry once said was impossible. And yet, moments like this reveal the unseen cost of that success. The pressure to remain composed, the expectation to always inspire, the constant negotiation between personal emotion and public image. When those walls briefly fall, what remains is humanity. Fans who watched felt an immediate connection because they recognized that emotion. Many saw themselves in V's tears, in the way happiness and heaviness can coexist. Birthdays can be joyful, but they can also remind us of time passing, of change, of people we miss, of versions of ourselves we have outgrown. That universality is what made this moment resonate so deeply. Even after the surprise ended, its impact continued to ripple outward. Conversations sparked. Emotions resurfaced. Questions lingered. Is BTS entering a more vulnerable chapter of their story? Are these moments signs of healing or signs of how much they have been carrying? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. What is certain is that this was not just a birthday surprise. It was a reminder of why BTS matters. Not because of records or achievements, but because they allow space for emotion in an industry that often denies it. They show that connection does not weaken artistry. It strengthens it. As the world continues to watch BTS evolve, moments like this serve as quiet anchors. They ground the narrative. They remind us that behind every stage, every song, and every title are people who feel deeply and love fiercely. Once again, the question returns, heavier now than before. Was this just a touching birthday moment? Or was it a glimpse into something deeper unfolding within BTS? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. 10 minutes were enough to remind millions why this bond endures, and why even tears can become a celebration of love, loyalty, and shared survival. And now, as this story continues beyond those 10 minutes, the world waits, not for perfection, but for honesty. The hours that followed did not dilute the intensity of that moment. Instead, they gave it space to sink in. Fans replayed the scene in their minds, dissecting expressions, pauses, and the unspoken language that only BTS seems to speak fluently. What stood out was not the surprise itself, but the mutual understanding that flowed between them, effortless and deeply ingrained. It was the kind of understanding forged through years of uncertainty, sacrifice, and unwavering trust. For V, this birthday arrived carrying more weight than numbers could express. Each passing year for an artist like him is not just a personal milestone, but a reminder of time spent growing under scrutiny. The applause grows louder, yet the room can feel quieter. In that silence, emotions accumulate. The surprise from Jungkook, RM, Jin, and J-Hope seemed to acknowledge that truth without ever stating it aloud. It said, "You are seen, you are valued, and you do not have to carry everything alone." The sincerity of the moment revealed something essential about BTS at this stage of their journey. They are no longer proving anything to the world. They are no longer chasing validation. What matters now is preservation of their bond, their well-being, and their sense of self. These tears felt like a release within that process, a reminder that healing does not always happen in solitude. Sometimes, it happens when others remind you of who you are beyond the expectations placed upon you. There was also a sense of time folding in on itself. Fans remembered earlier birthdays, smaller rooms, simpler celebrations, laughter echoing without the weight of global attention. That memory contrasted sharply with the present, where every gesture is magnified. And yet, in that contrast, the core remained unchanged. The same affection, the same quiet jokes, the same instinct to protect one another when emotions surface. What made this moment particularly powerful was its refusal to become spectacle. There was no attempt to dramatize the tears or frame them as something sensational. They existed naturally, and because of that, they felt honest. In an industry that often edits emotion into neat narratives, this rawness felt almost radical. As the day moved forward, fans began to speak not just about V, but about themselves. Many shared how the moment mirrored their own experiences, how birthdays can unexpectedly open emotional doors, how gratitude and sadness can exist side by side, how support from loved ones can suddenly make everything feel heavier and lighter at the same time. That shared vulnerability blurred the line between artist and audience, turning a private moment into a collective emotional experience. For BTS, moments like this quietly redefine what legacy means. Legacy is not only built through achievements, but through the courage to remain human in public. By allowing this moment to exist, they reaffirmed a value that has always set them apart. Authenticity over performance, connection over control. As night fell, the significance of those 10 minutes continued to echo. They did not demand explanation, nor did they require justification. They stood as they were, complete and unresolved, like so many meaningful moments in life. And perhaps that is why they mattered so much. This birthday will be remembered not for extravagance, but for truth. Not for noise, but for feeling. These tears were not a sign of fragility. They were a testament to the depth of his relationships and the weight of his journey. They reminded the world that strength does not mean the absence of emotion, but the courage to let it be seen. And so the story continues, not with certainty, but with quiet understanding. BTS moves forward, carrying their history with them, shaped by moments like this. Moments that do not fade quickly, moments that leave an imprint long after the tears have dried. In the end, those 10 minutes did more than mark a birthday. They reminded millions that even in a world driven by spectacle, the most powerful moments are often the quietest ones, shared between people who have walked through everything together and chosen, again and again, to stay.